Do you enjoy your job? Do you wake up with energy, excited to work? When you lie down at night, do you feel fulfilled? I don't. My job is to kill for the law. This morning, I tied a young thief to the post. He kept whispering his mother's name, as if she could pull him back from the lash. The crowd watched, counted the blows, then drifted away. When it was over, I stayed. Someone has to untie the bodies. I was Rome's Carnifex, the executioner. When senators spoke of justice, I was the one who made their words bleed. They feared me, spat at me, cursed my name, and still they could not live without me. When a magistrate condemned a thief, a rebel, or a slave, his words were only wind until I stepped forward. I was the moment speech turned into silence. Law became flesh, and then ash. A Carnifex isn't a job you apply for. It wasn't set aside for citizens or the elite. No, it was for slaves and freedmen assigned to the role. I lived beyond the pomerium, out there, on the edge, between Rome and not Rome. The Sessorium was my world, walls blackened by fire, the stench of sweat and iron. They built our homes near the gates, near where the dead were buried. It is as if the city wanted us close enough to serve, but far enough not to stain her marble heart. Rome needed her filth, just not within sight. Sometimes I wonder if that is what civilization truly is. Walls built high enough to keep its own conscience out. People call what I do cruelty, but cruelty implies choice. I had none. Orders come from the tresviri capitales, the three who govern the prisons and command the punishments. They are Rome's small gods of death. I am their priest. My hands record their judgments. Lashes counted, wounds opened, cries heard. I have wielded the whip, held the branding iron, swung the blade that ends a life mid-plea. I have tied men to crosses and watched the sun set on their suffering. At first, it sickened me. The first blow against flesh feels like splitting something inside yourself. But the city teaches you, pain is order. Rome's peace is written not in marble inscriptions, but in the scars of those who defied her. And so, I learned the rhythm of punishment. Precise, rehearsed, almost ritual. I became what they needed. Steady, unflinching, silent. I sometimes think the people hate me because they see themselves in me. They cheer when I raise the hammer, scream when I drag the condemned through the gates. They call it justice, but their joy betrays them. I see it, the glint in their eyes when the sword falls. They want the law to punish, but they also want it to entertain. Rome feeds on fear, and I feed Rome. Do you know what it means to be untouchable? It means I can walk through the forum, and people will part like smoke. Not out of respect, out of disgust. To them, I am pollution made flesh. But if they truly believe that, then how pure can their justice be when it flows through these polluted hands? Rome calls me vile, yet Rome cannot live without me. Every civilization demands its butchers, men who will do what others proclaim must be done, yet cannot stomach seeing. They think laws give them innocence, but every law needs a wound to enforce it. Every decree drips its own quiet blood. I was born a slave of the state, fed enough to serve, paid enough to survive. Better than some, worse than most. I knew comfort without dignity, duty without honor. My title alone made me infamous. Carnifex, once a name, now an insult. When they want to curse a cruel man, they use my name. Imagine that, living long enough to become the meaning of cruelty. Yet I was not cruel. I was obedient, and maybe obedience is the cruelest thing of all. Every execution left something on me. A scream that lingered, a look that did not fade. Some nights I wake to the sound of voices that are no longer there. Not ghosts, just memory refusing to stay buried. Rome will forget their names, but I remember every one of them. The thief who prayed for his mother, The rebel who spat in my face, the woman who smiled as the flames took her, and the boy who would not stop whispering his mother's name. I carry them all. Their final breaths sit with me like old friends. You see, the magistrates spoke of order, law, virtue. But when the deed was done, when the last body had stilled, they turned their faces away. "Do not come too close," they would say. "You reek of death." And perhaps I did. But I think something else reeked far worse. The hypocrisy of those who needed me. Civilizations are not built by gods or generals. They are built by hands. Hands that dig, clean, and kill. If Rome ever fell, I think it would be because she forgot that truth. Sometimes, I imagine my own death. Who would swing the blade for me? Would another Carnifex do it? Or would they drag me to my own scaffold, a circle complete? Perhaps that is justice. A life that dealt death, finally meeting its equal. But I do not fear death. I have seen it too often to believe it cruel. No, what I fear is being forgotten. Not my name, but my truth. That I was part of the same Rome that raised its temples and told itself it was righteous. If Rome stands for eternity, it is because of men like me. Unseen, unpurified, unacknowledged. So when you speak of Rome, speak also of her executioners. Without us, her marble would never have stayed so white.